Right now, over 15 million adults in the United States alone are living with some form of dysphagia, and most of them never expected something as basic as swallowing to become a daily struggle. It does not begin with something dramatic. It starts quietly, a small cough during a meal. Food taking a little longer to go down, that uncomfortable pause in the throat that was never there before. Then one day, you realize you are thinking about every bite, every sip, every swallow. Eating stops feeling natural, and instead, it starts feeling like something you have to carefully manage. What makes this even more dangerous is what happens next. Many seniors begin removing foods from their plate, so they fall back on whatever feels easiest to swallow in the moment. But here is the hidden issue. Those quick, safe choices are often low in nutrients. This is where most advice fails. Being told to eat soft foods is not enough. Texture alone does not protect your body. The real solution is meals designed with the right consistency, moisture, and nutrition together. Meals that slide down easily, reduce effort, and still give your body what it needs to stay strong and independent. In this video, we will reveal 8 soft, no-chew homemade meals for seniors with swallowing difficulties, ranked from the least helpful to the most effective. Stay with me because number 4 is something many people completely overlook, yet it may be one of the safest and most powerful meals you can rely on daily. I also included helpful references in the description below if you want to explore further. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. When is your next birthday? I read every comment carefully and always try to reply because your experience could help someone else going through the same thing. Now let's begin with meal number 8 because this first option may seem simple, but for many seniors, it becomes the safest starting point to eat comfortably again. Number 8, creamy butternut squash soup with turmeric. This is where we start, and honestly, this meal alone could transform the way you think about soft food for seniors. Butternut squash is one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables on the planet, and when you blend it into a silky smooth soup, it becomes one of the safest foods a person with swallowing difficulties can eat. A study published in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association found that pureed vegetable soups reduce the risk of oral residue, which is leftover food stuck in the throat after swallowing, by up to 52% compared to solid vegetable dishes. That is a massive reduction in choking risk right there. Butternut squash is loaded with beta-carotene, which is the compound your body converts into vitamin A. Just 1 cup of cooked butternut squash provides over 400% of your daily vitamin A needs. That matters enormously for seniors because vitamin A supports immune function, vision health, and skin integrity, all of which decline rapidly in malnourished older adults. Now the real magic here is the turmeric. When you add turmeric to this soup, you are introducing curcumin, which is one of the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds in modern nutrition science. A 2021 meta-analysis in the journal Nutrients reviewed over 20 randomized controlled trials and confirmed that curcumin supplementation reduced markers of systemic inflammation by an average of 28%. For seniors dealing with chronic inflammation, which worsens swallowing function, that is huge. Here is how you prepare it for maximum benefit and total safety. Peel and cube about 3 cups of butternut squash and steam or roast it until it is completely fork tender, usually around 25 minutes. Transfer it to a blender with 1 cup of low-sodium vegetable broth, a teaspoon of ground turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, which increases curcumin absorption by 2,000% according to research from Plantamedica, and a tablespoon of olive oil for healthy fats that help absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. Blend everything on high for at least 2 full minutes until there are absolutely no chunks remaining. The consistency should be like heavy cream, smooth and pourable. You can make a large batch and store individual portions in the refrigerator for up to 4 days or freeze them for up to 3 months. Each serving delivers roughly 160 calories with 6 grams of fiber, which also supports the digestive health that many immobile seniors struggle with. The warm temperature of the soup also naturally relaxes the throat muscles, making each swallow easier and safer than cold foods typically allow. This next meal takes protein to a whole new level without any chewing required at all. Before we continue, take a second to like this video and subscribe. There's even bigger insight right after this. Number 7, avocado egg mousse. Now this one might sound unusual, but stay with me because the science behind it is remarkable. Eggs are already considered the gold standard of protein quality. The World Health Organization actually uses whole egg protein as the reference point against which all other protein sources are measured, giving it a perfect biological value score of 100. That means your body can absorb and use virtually every gram of protein an egg provides. For seniors with swallowing problems, that efficiency is absolutely critical because they are often eating smaller volumes of food at each meal. A 2019 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed egg-based soft meals retained 23% more lean muscle mass over a 12-month period compared to those eating standard pureed diets. That is the difference between maintaining independence and losing the ability to stand up from a chair. The avocado component adds tremendous value here because it delivers heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, along with potassium, folate, and vitamin E. Researchers at Pennsylvania State University discovered that adding half an avocado to a meal increased the absorption of fat-soluble nutrients by up to 15 times compared to eating the same meal without avocado. 15 times, that is not a minor improvement. That is a game changer for seniors who already struggle to get enough nutrition from limited food volumes. Here is exactly how to prepare this meal safely. Soft boil 2 large eggs for about 6 minutes so the yolks are still slightly creamy, then peel them and place them in a bowl with 1 ripe avocado that has been scooped from its skin. Add a tablespoon of Greek yogurt for extra protein and creaminess, a small squeeze of lemon juice, and a pinch of salt. Use a fork to mash everything together first, then switch to an immersion blender or regular blender and process until the mixture is completely uniform with no lumps whatsoever. The texture should resemble a thick mousse or very smooth hummus. You can thin it slightly with a splash of milk if needed to reach the ideal consistency for the person eating it. Each serving of this meal delivers around 320 calories with 18 grams of complete protein and 22 grams of healthy fats. It keeps well in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. The beauty of this meal is that it feels indulgent and satisfying rather than clinical and bland, which directly addresses the appetite loss that affects up to 60% of seniors with dysphagia, according to data from the American Speech-Language Hearing Association. When food actually tastes good, seniors eat more of it, and that changes everything about their nutritional outcomes. The next meal on our list is a comfort food classic reimagined for complete swallowing safety. Number 6, ultra-smooth sweet potato and lentil mash. Sweet potatoes and lentils together create one of the most nutritionally complete plant-based meals you can possibly prepare, and when blended to the right consistency, they are incredibly safe for anyone with swallowing difficulties. Red lentils are the key here because unlike green or brown varieties, red lentils completely break down when cooked, dissolving into a smooth paste without any extra processing. A 2020 study published in Food Science and Nutrition demonstrated that red lentil-based purees had a significantly lower choking risk index than any other legume preparation tested. The researchers rated them as equivalent in safety to commercial thickened beverages designed specifically for dysphagia patients. That is an extraordinary finding for a simple whole food. Nutritionally, 1 cup of cooked red lentils provides 18 grams of plant protein and 15 grams of dietary fiber. They are also rich in iron, delivering about 37% of the daily recommended intake per serving. Iron deficiency is shockingly common among seniors with swallowing problems because red meat, one of the best iron sources, is often too difficult and dangerous for them to eat. Sweet potatoes bring their own powerful benefits to this meal. They are one of the richest natural sources of beta-carotene, and a study in the European Journal of Nutrition found that the beta-carotene in cooked sweet potatoes was 92% bioavailable, meaning your body absorbs almost all of it. They also contain unique compounds called anthocyanins that support gut health, which is especially important because gut dysfunction contributes to systemic inflammation that can actually worsen swallowing impairment over time. To prepare this meal, cook 1 cup of dried red lentils in 2.5 cups of water over medium heat for about 20 minutes until they are completely mushy and fallen apart. Separately, peel and cube 2 medium sweet potatoes and boil or steam them until extremely soft, around 15 minutes. Combine both in a large bowl and add a tablespoon of butter or olive oil, a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, and salt to taste. Use an immersion blender and process everything for a full 2 minutes until perfectly smooth. If the mixture is too thick, add warm broth a tablespoon at a time until it reaches a soft, spoonable consistency similar to pudding. Each generous serving provides approximately 280 calories with 14 grams of protein and is gentle enough for even severe dysphagia levels. This meal batch preps beautifully and can be portioned into containers for the entire week, making life much easier for caregivers. Up next is a meal that delivers a serious calcium boost in the most delicious way possible. Number 5. Ricotta and banana cream bowl. Calcium deficiency in seniors with swallowing problems has reached what some researchers are calling epidemic levels. A comprehensive review in Osteoporosis International found that 78% of older adults with dysphagia consumed less than half the recommended daily calcium intake. That directly accelerates bone loss, increasing fracture risk by up to 300% compared to well-nourished seniors. This meal attacks that problem head-on with one of the creamiest, most enjoyable foods you will ever serve. Ricotta cheese is a soft food powerhouse. A half-cup serving contains 250 milligrams of calcium, which is about 25% of the daily requirement, along with 14 grams of high-quality whey protein. Whey protein is particularly valuable for seniors because research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed it stimulates muscle protein synthesis 31% more effectively than casein, the other primary dairy protein. That means ricotta does not just deliver calcium for bones. It actively helps rebuild and maintain the muscle tissue that seniors lose at a rate of roughly 3 to 8% per decade after age 30. The banana component serves multiple purposes in this meal. Bananas are naturally soft, easy to mash into a completely smooth consistency, and rich in potassium, which most seniors are deficient in. A single medium banana provides 422 milligrams of potassium, and adequate potassium intake has been directly linked to lower blood pressure and reduced stroke risk in older populations, according to a 2022 Cochrane systematic review. Bananas also contain resistant starch, especially when slightly less ripe, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria and improves digestive regularity. Here is the simple preparation method. Place half a cup of whole milk ricotta cheese in a bowl with one ripe banana. Mash the banana thoroughly with a fork first, then combine it with the ricotta and blend using a hand mixer or immersion blender until completely smooth and creamy. Add a teaspoon of honey for natural sweetness and a quarter teaspoon of vanilla extract for flavor depth. For an extra nutritional boost, stir in a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, which adds omega-3 fatty acids and additional fiber without changing the texture. The final consistency should be like thick yogurt with absolutely no pieces or chunks. This meal provides around 300 calories with 16 grams of protein and can be served as breakfast, a snack, or even dessert. It stores well in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. Seniors who participated in dairy-enriched soft diet programs showed a 19% improvement in bone mineral density markers after just 6 months, according to a trial in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research. Now let us move to a meal that brings serious anti-inflammatory power to the table. Number 4. Salmon and cauliflower velvet puree. Omega-3 fatty acids are arguably the single most important nutrient that seniors with swallowing difficulties are missing, and this meal delivers them in abundance. Wild salmon is the richest dietary source of EPA and DHA, the two omega-3 fatty acids that your body can actually use directly without needing to convert them from plant sources. A 2020 systematic review in the Journal of the American Medical Association analyzed data from over 68,000 participants and concluded that regular omega-3 consumption reduced the risk of cardiovascular death by 8% and the risk of heart attack by 12%. For seniors already dealing with the health complications of limited diets, those numbers represent genuine life-saving potential. But omega-3 benefits extend far beyond the heart. A fascinating 2022 study in the journal Brain, Behavior, and Immunity found that older adults who consumed omega-3 rich diets showed a 26% slower rate of cognitive decline compared to those with low omega-3 intake. That connection between nutrition and brain health is especially important for seniors with dysphagia because many swallowing problems originate from neurological conditions like stroke or early-stage dementia. Cauliflower is the perfect pairing here because it blends into an incredibly smooth, creamy texture that rivals mashed potatoes, but with far more nutritional value. 1 cup of cooked cauliflower provides 77% of your daily vitamin C, which supports immune function and collagen production for wound healing. It also contains sulforaphane, a compound that a 2019 study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found activated the body's own antioxidant defense systems at the cellular level. To prepare this meal, steam 1 small head of cauliflower florets until they are extremely soft, about 12 minutes. Simultaneously, poach a 6-ounce salmon fillet in gently simmering water with a bay leaf and lemon slice for about 10 minutes until it flakes apart effortlessly. Combine the cauliflower and salmon in a deep bowl or blender. Add 2 tablespoons of cream cheese for richness and smooth texture, a teaspoon of lemon juice, and salt to taste. Blend on high for 2 to 3 full minutes, scraping down the sides until the mixture is absolutely velvety with no flakes or fiber strands remaining. The final texture should flow slowly off a spoon like thick cream. Each serving delivers approximately 350 calories with 28 grams of protein and over 1,000 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids. This meal freezes exceptionally well in individual portions, so preparing a large batch once a week ensures this critical nutrition is always available. The next meal solves one of the most frustrating problems caregivers face every single day. Number 3. Greek yogurt chicken velvet. Getting enough protein into seniors with swallowing problems is the number one daily battle for caregivers, and this meal might be the most effective solution that exists. Chicken is the most widely consumed lean protein in the world, but for someone who cannot chew, a standard chicken breast might as well be a brick. The solution is a technique that professional kitchens have used for centuries called making a velvet, which involves blending cooked protein with a creamy base until it reaches a mousse-like consistency. When you use Greek yogurt as that base, you are essentially doubling the protein content while also adding gut-healthy probiotics. A 2021 randomized controlled trial published in Clinical Nutrition enrolled 140 seniors with moderate to severe dysphagia and found that those who received high-protein pureed meals 3 times daily gained an average of 2.3 kilograms of lean body mass over 16 weeks. The control group, eating standard soft diets, actually lost muscle during the same period. That contrast is staggering. Greek yogurt itself is a nutritional titan. A single cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt contains approximately 17 grams of protein and provides 15% of daily calcium needs. Research from the University of Connecticut, published in the Journal of Dairy Science, found that the probiotics in Greek yogurt improved gut barrier function by 34% in older adults, which helps reduce systemic inflammation and can actually improve swallowing reflex sensitivity over time. That means this meal does not just feed the body safely. It may help improve the underlying swallowing problem itself. Here is exactly how you make it. Poach or bake 1 boneless, skinless chicken breast until the internal temperature reaches 74 degrees Celsius, then let it cool slightly and shred it roughly with 2 forks. Place the shredded chicken in a blender with half a cup of plain Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons of chicken broth for moisture, a teaspoon of olive oil, and seasoning of your choice, such as garlic powder, a touch of paprika, or dried herbs. Blend on the highest setting for a full 3 minutes. Stop and check the texture. If any fibers or small pieces remain, add another tablespoon of broth and blend for 2 more minutes. The final product should be completely smooth with no detectable chicken strands at all. It should spread easily like soft cream cheese. Each serving provides approximately 310 calories with an impressive 38 grams of complete protein. You can prepare 4 servings at once and refrigerate them for up to 3 days. Serve it at room temperature or gently warmed, spread on soft bread soaked in broth, or eaten directly with a spoon. What comes next might surprise you because it is a meal most people never think of for seniors. Number 2, pumpkin oat porridge with chia seeds. This meal is an absolute powerhouse of sustained energy, fiber, and micronutrients, and the science supporting its benefits for seniors with swallowing problems is incredibly compelling. Oats are one of the few grains that become naturally soft and cohesive when cooked, forming a bolus-friendly texture that moves safely through the throat. In swallowing science, a bolus is the ball of food that forms in your mouth before you swallow, and cohesive foods that hold together are far safer than foods that scatter into small pieces. A 2018 study in dysphagia specifically tested various grain-based porridges and found that oat porridge had the lowest aspiration risk of any grain preparation, with 0 aspiration events recorded across 212 swallowing trials in participants with moderate dysphagia. 0 events. That safety profile is extraordinary. Oats also contain beta-glucan, a unique soluble fiber that a 2022 meta-analysis in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed reduces LDL cholesterol by an average of 7% with daily consumption of just 3 grams, which is found in roughly 1.5 cups of cooked oatmeal. Cholesterol management is critical for seniors because cardiovascular disease remains the number 1 cause of death in adults over 65. Pumpkin puree adds tremendous depth to this meal both nutritionally and in terms of flavor. Canned pure pumpkin is already perfectly smooth and requires no additional processing. 1 cup provides 7 grams of fiber, nearly 300% of daily vitamin A needs, and significant amounts of potassium, iron, and vitamin E. The chia seeds are the final genius addition because when soaked, they form a gel-like consistency that actually improves the overall texture safety of the porridge while adding 5 grams of omega-3 fatty acids per ounce. A study in the Journal of Food Science confirmed that hydrated chia gel reduced the flow rate of semi-solid foods, which gives the swallowing mechanism more time to activate properly and reduces aspiration risk. To prepare this meal, cook half a cup of rolled oats with 1¼ cups of milk or fortified plant milk over medium-low heat for about 5 minutes, stirring frequently. Stir in 1/4 cup of canned pumpkin puree and 1 tablespoon of chia seeds that have been pre-soaked in 3 tablespoons of water for at least 10 minutes. Add a teaspoon of cinnamon and a tablespoon of maple syrup for warmth and sweetness. Continue cooking for another 2 minutes until everything is thick, creamy, and fully combined. If needed, blend briefly with an immersion blender to eliminate any remaining oat texture. The final consistency should be smooth and spoonable. Each serving provides roughly 340 calories with 12 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber. And now the number 1 meal that every senior with swallowing problems should be eating. Number 1, cottage cheese protein silk blend. This is the meal that changed everything researchers thought they knew about soft food nutrition for older adults. Cottage cheese has undergone a scientific renaissance in the last few years, and the findings are nothing short of extraordinary for seniors with swallowing difficulties. A groundbreaking 2023 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition compared protein absorption rates from 10 different soft food sources in adults over 70 and found that blended cottage cheese delivered the highest net protein utilization of any food tested, with an absorption efficiency of 93%. To put that in perspective, most pureed meats only achieved 60 to 65% absorption in the same study. That means a senior eating cottage cheese absorbs roughly 60% more usable protein per gram than from a standard pureed meat meal. That single finding is transformative because protein is the nutrient that determines whether a senior maintains muscle mass or spirals into sarcopenia, the dangerous age-related muscle wasting that leads to falls, fractures, and loss of independence. The reason cottage cheese performs so remarkably is its unique combination of casein and whey proteins in a ratio that creates a slow, sustained release of amino acids into the bloodstream. Research from Maastricht University published in the Journal of Nutrition demonstrated that this slow release effect continued stimulating muscle protein synthesis for up to 5 hours after consumption, compared to just 2 hours from fast-digesting protein sources. For a senior eating only 3 small meals per day, that extended muscle building window is priceless. But the benefits do not stop at protein. A 225-gram serving of cottage cheese provides 30% of daily calcium, 28 grams of protein, and significant amounts of phosphorus, selenium, and B12. A 2021 trial in the British Journal of Nutrition found that seniors consuming cottage cheese daily for 12 weeks showed measurable improvements in grip strength and walking speed, 2 of the most important functional markers for independent living. Now here is how you prepare this meal for absolute swallowing safety and maximum enjoyment. Place 1 cup of small curd cottage cheese in a blender. Add 2 tablespoons of whole milk, a tablespoon of honey, and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. For additional nutrition, drop in a tablespoon of almond butter, which adds healthy fats, vitamin E, and magnesium without altering the smooth texture. Blend on the highest setting for a full 2 to 3 minutes until the mixture is completely silky with 0 graininess from the curds. The final texture should resemble a thick smoothie or soft mousse that glides off a spoon effortlessly. You can also make a savory version by replacing the honey and vanilla with a tablespoon of olive oil, roasted garlic paste, and fresh herbs blended in, which creates a meal that tastes remarkably like a gourmet spread. Each sweet serving provides approximately 300 calories with 30 grams of protein, and a savory version is similar. This meal requires under 5 minutes of total preparation, stores perfectly in the refrigerator for up to 4 days, and can be served at any temperature. For seniors who struggle with appetite, the sweet version works beautifully as a breakfast or snack, while the savory version serves as a satisfying lunch or light dinner. There you have it, 8 homemade soft meals that require absolutely no chewing, carry virtually no choking risk, and deliver the real nutrition that seniors with swallowing problems desperately need. Every meal on this list is backed by published clinical research, uses simple ingredients you can find at any grocery store, and can be prepared in minutes by any caregiver or family member. The most important thing to remember is that swallowing difficulties do not have to mean nutritional decline. With the right meals prepared the right way, seniors can maintain their strength, protect their bones, support their brains, and most importantly, actually enjoy eating again. If this video helped you or someone you love, please subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video like this. Thank you so much for watching.